get set up.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to the John Sandwich Show. I forgot to hit record.
Are we here?
Oh my!
Should we just
that's
start
the
right
intro.
over?
Yeah.
Woo.
Should we just start over from scratch?
Nah,
Nah, we had a good one.
Nah,
All
we're
right, we'll
good.
keep going.
Yeah.
Woo!
It'll be
Sorry.
funny on,
it's okay.
on the recording.
For the actual podcast listeners, I
Hey,
forgot
we're back.
to do
Oh
the
my God.
stream. We are, yeah.
It's been a while. What was the last episode called?
Hair of the dog.
Hair at the dog.
Yeah, so I think we were all like, we were talking about being hungover in that episode. So speaking about being hungover, I'm not hungover right now, but last night, man, I had 5 beers in a stretch of like 3 hours.
Dang, it's a lot of beers to be having.
Is it? Is that
Probably
too much?
not.
Okay.
That's
I was like, okay, maybe that's the reason. I was
average for your average.
I'm pretty sure
drunk.
we've done more on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had about like
Dude, that's wild.
Like-
5.
beers in like 3 or 4 hours. We'll say 3 or 4
Okay.
hours, right?
I guess it depends on the beer. What kind of beer?
Yeah,
was it?
my uncle
Put
bought
in
me
my head.
2 beers. My uncle bought me 2 beers, and both of them were 9% alcohol.
Oh, that's a lot.
And I
Yeah,
drank them
that's good.
first.
Okay.
And I was fucking drunk last night, man.
Dang.
I was
Not feeling it really.
What was it
There?
called?
No, I'm feeling great because I had Mary pull over to the side so I could throw up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking hammered right now.
Smart move.
I've had 5 beers, and I think one of them I actually spilt, so it's technically like 4 beers. I was like,
That's cool.
fuck.
Because you were so fucked up.
Because I was so fucked up, man. That 9% alcohol shit, man. Woo-wee.
Yeah.
That's the Lord. Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot. What'd you guys do last night? Anything fun?
We had a birthday party for my
Nice.
youngest daughter yesterday. So she had a lot of friends over. I ran to the store, got her a birthday cake. She picked out like a big, it looked like a big hamburger with fries.
Oh, nice.
It was all cake. And then it's been like such a tough week, like a long week and stuff. Just fucking shuttling people around and doing this and doing that. So I bought Emily and I a bottle of wine to have like after all of a sudden. Then I'm like, this will be the perfect cap for our weekend to end this fucking busy time that we've had. We'll just have this nice glass of wine thing. So I pop it open, pour it. We were having it in bed after we put it to bed. And fucking, we take a sip, set it down, and we just pass out. And
Oh, really?
waste this whole bottle of wine.
Aw.
Didn't even get
That's
to the
kind of
wine.
sweet.
Isn't that sweet, though? But then I took her out to thank her for everything she did this week. Went to brunch at the Barking Frog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had a nice fancy brunch. I had
You guys do so many fancy
Right.
things that I've just never heard of.
I had a breakfast burrito, and I added on chorizo. And it was delicious. Yeah,
That sounds good, man. So you have a solid base right now.
I do. I even had 2 beers during brunch, and so,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm all ready to go. Woo, I'm ready to
Oh,
pod.
yeah. Well, cheers to that, man. Well, I'm glad you were able to
serve
make it.
beers
Like,
at
I know, well, dude, brunch is the best time to drink beer, man.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
I'm glad everyone was able to make it today. I know everyone's had like super busy work schedules and all this and that, man. And sorry for the listeners
it was
and
great.
watchers out there, man. Like,
Yeah, we're trying to keep content going. I actually have a big vacation right now. I just finished my last day of work for pretty much this whole month. So
dude, that's crazy, man.
I'm down to pod any time you guys want to pod.
Well, let's definitely get a good catalog of pods going. Even if it's like only an hour after.
Yeah, we'll
after
get
it
this
gets work or
content
so.
going. We'll get this content going, man.
Get a live stream going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
Stuff.
no, that's what. So once we get your PC in here, we'll start live streaming on the Podbean app.
My
So
plan was to bring it today, and I forgot. What was my fault? It was like a mad scramble to get here.
That's all right.
no, it's all right, man. The most important part is you're here, and I've been doing a lot of testing on this computer to figure out like what I'm going to use on the new PC, on the new hardware. So I think I fucking dialed in what we're going to be using,
Yeah.
what DAW and everything we're going to be using for the next pod and stuff. So
Cool.
well, not the next pod, but the new setup.
Hell yeah. We're going to
Everything.
be in full HD next time you see us.
And thanks for
4K, 60 frames.
and thanks for listening, everybody.
And that's it.
Just-
Goodbye.
Yep.
See, yeah, awesome. Freaking Emma.
So the-
Emma's not even done yet, so I wouldn't have been able to do it yet. So thank you.
Seriously?
Thank you, Emma.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you godsend, man.
Shout out
She's
to
such a great woman.
Such a
great woman.
She really is, man. So there is one thing I wanted to talk about before we get too deep inside of everything. I want to talk about John Thurston.
For sure.
Yes,
Okay.
John, me?
All right.
John Thurston has gone to Disneyland,
He did.
and I want to hear some of his Disneyland stories because we know on this podcast we love Disney and we love Disneyland.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
talk to us.
There's a lot of hate. Just to preface it, there's a lot of hate on the internet for people who like Disney.
Is there?
And it's just weird to me because it's like, oh, a company got together the best engineers, writers, singers, and animators there are in the world. Yeah, I fucking hate that too.
Yeah, right.
Ugh. Disney.
Incubating all this talent and putting all these wonderful stories out into the world. Yeah.
Ugh.
Evil.
Just sucks. There's so much hate out there. So we might get some hate, but I don't care. I fucking love Disneyland.
I guess we have been talking about Disney a lot, haven't we, lately? Disney Plus on Tuesday. Woo!
Yeah, it is. It's coming out on Tuesday, man. Did you
Kicks
pre-order,
ass.
subscribe to it, and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's all ready to go.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting it. What?
They've obviously never had a good trip to Disneyland because I have a great time at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could be there and be angry.
I guess
Why
when your
you over
family
there?
members are just like bitching at you all the time
I
or
guess that's
something,
true.
or you're like babysitting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had a coworker of mine going to Disneyland last week,
Uh-huh.
and he came back from Disneyland last week, and he was talking about it. And this other guy's like, "Yeah, I've been, but it's for the kids, It's like, no, you are not experiencing Disneyland the way everyone else should be experiencing Disneyland. I don't have kids, and I fucking love Disneyland.
For sure. There's a difference between for children and family friendly,
Yeah,
or for the whole family.
yeah.
It's like Peppa Pig is for children. It's like, this is a block.
Yeah.
This is Mummy and shit. Like,
Disneyland's
you
all
watch
over
Up
family.
or Ratatouille and tell me that that's not a work of art.
Yeah.
That even an adult can watch and take something away from that. Like, there's a difference between that. And a lot of people say it's for children. Absolutely not. It's just, you can take your child to it.
And you
For
will also
them-
be entertained.
Yeah, and you will also be entertained while your child is entertained.
I prefer to go without them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck the
They can
kids.
go. They can go when they can afford it. That's how
For sure.
So is there anything that stood out to you while you were there, like stood out or you loved? Like, what was your favorite part of Disneyland?
Man, my favorite part was doing the Phantasmic. It's like their water show, but it's near Tom Sawyer's Island and in front of
Phantasmic's
Blue
awesome.
Bayou and stuff.
Yeah.
What we did is we got this package where we go to the Blue Bayou. We have lunch.
Sandwich eaters. Yeah.
A beer is opened. You go have dinner at the Blue Bayou. It was like 9:00. I have this succulent rack of lamb with mashed potatoes that was mashed by a man who spent his entire life learning how to mash potatoes.
Dude, I had the exact same dish when I went to Disneyland.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know how good it is.
Yeah.
With assorted veggies.
That's great.
And
You guys
Vanessa
can
had a
bond over
steak.
something like that.
And some crab.
Mhm.
And my nephew, he got his macaroni and cheese. And my mom had something else. And then at the end of it, we were given our fucking Mickey cake, which was amazing chocolate stuff. And then they hand us this bag with mats, like seat mats, because you have to watch Phantasmic while laying down.
Oh, yeah?
Not laying down, but sitting down on the ground.
Yeah.
And they gave us these official Disneyland mats that we
Awesome.
sat on. And then they took us after the dinner, directly, personally, to the center of the stage, like directly in front of Phantasmic.
Oh, nice.
Where all the action was going to be. And we were sat down and...
So we
sat
had the
there
exact.
and
Oh,
chilled.
sorry. We had the exact same dining package, but in California Adventure for World of Color. Yeah.
Nice.
And then we watched it, and it was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a sight to behold. It was a lot of like Fantasia type stuff, like
Yeah.
very strange.
It's like a live
surrealist.
action musical of Fantasia.
Yeah, exactly. And
I've
at one
seen
point,
it. I imagine they've updated it though since I've seen it. 'Cause you were mentioning like,
you know what?
Pirates of the
It's way
Caribbean and stuff like that.
yeah.
it's way trippier now.
Yeah.
Like before, it was just assorted scenes, but this one, I was just couldn't help but think if I was high right now, I'd be. This is like an EDC concert, Electric Daisy Carnival.
It's been so long.
And at one point, there's Tom Sawyer's boat, or like the river boat, and then their fully working sailboat on the other side of me, and then like a pontoon
Nice, yeah.
with Mickey dancing and stuff, and then the giant Maleficent dragon in the back.
Oh,
And
so
I just
awesome.
had this moment of like, what the fuck am I seeing right now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm here watching this.
Yeah. Have you seen World of Color yet?
Yeah, I've seen World of Color like a few years ago, like 4 years ago.
You see, me personally, I loved World of Color more than I like Phantasmic.
Yeah.
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 I loved World of Color.
I do like the trippy surrealist aspect that they had, because they had like the dinosaur scene and from Fantasia that's like
cool.
of a dinosaur killing another dinosaur, and I was like, nice.
Yeah.
It's
World
not
of
all
Colors
like,
over
weird stuff.
California
Picks up
Adventure.
here, right?
Yeah, it picks up here. Yeah.
Yeah. But only gripe I had about the whole vacation was everything, the volume on everything was turned up to like 11.
Really?
Everything that had speakers next to you, like California Screamin' or like Space Mountain and stuff, was blowing my fucking ears out.
Yeah. They
like,
need a good audio producer like this guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I keep
Like-
saying they should hire the sandwich to fucking.
And a lot of
remodel that
laser
place.
beams in the eyes. I think that Disney owns a lot of like ear doctors and eye doctors, because it seemed like every light and sound was trying to make me deaf and blind.
Oh yeah.
Because like they're shooting lasers at Phantasmic and it's like going directly into your eyeballs.
Getting Helen Keller in this bitch.
Yeah, like
Oh man, I might have to.
I
edit
felt
that
like
out.
there was a conspiracy because it was everything. Everything was doing that. Maybe I'm just old now, like I'm an old bastard.
John and I actually had dinner on Wednesday, and he told me an interesting story about Splash Mountain getting stuck on there. That'd be a good thing to talk about.
Yeah, that was
doesn't
fun.
happen every day.
I was actually not disappointed because we got fast passes. We go up to Splash Mountain. We go pretty much all the way to the top, and then it just shuts off. And usually it shuts off when someone's like taking forever to board or depart or whatever. You just wait there. And we just kept waiting there, and then everything like shut down, like all the sound and music turned off. We're just like, that's weird. And we're like about to go up to the last rubber like upward thing that takes you to the last peak before you like go all the way down. And we're just stuck there, and eventually a cast member comes in and asks us to like, all right, well, it got emergency shut off. So that means there was some issue somewhere in the system.
Yeah.
And due to safety concerns, it just cut everything. 100% everything. And you can't turn it on unless everyone's out. And she explained all these safety measures and shit. And I was like, oh snap. So she helped us off. And we got to walk around like all behind the scenes, because we were at the top. Like, we couldn't have gotten farther without going down the huge splash.
Yeah.
You know, we were at the very top, but there was this other log that was at the very top about to make that long plunge down beneath. And they were just at the edge right there, and it completely stopped, and they were sitting there, and we saw them all the way at the top of the hill. At the rubber thing, because we were at the bottom of the rubber thing, you know, the thing that takes the log up, and they were at the top of it.
That's terrifying.
And they were like screaming and stuff, and we were like, holy shit, why are they screaming? And
they're dying up there, they're dying.
The cast member was like, oh, they're probably scared because they have to be harnessed in order to be removed off of the very... You missed it, John, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
But,
it's all right. I'll listen to it.
All the people at the very top had to get harnessed in order to leave the log, because it was so dangerous they could have fallen down that huge ravine that is Splash Mountain. And it was fucking crazy because they literally had to be put in like what is it, like bouldering harnesses.
Like helicoptered out of there.
Yeah, basically. Oh, sweet. But I got to walk around behind the scenes, see all like the industrial ways they pump the water through. It was really cool. But I was most impressed with the fact that a lot of the exit areas are also decorated.
Really?
Yeah. Some of it was
it's still festive.
Yeah, they're still like, nobody's gonna see it, but let's throw in some antique barrels.
Pish posh, because fuck it, we're Disney. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, even as you're running for your life during a fire, you're still like, look at that piece there. That's nice.
That's awesome. I got two kind of similar experiences. I've ridden Space Mountain with the lights on before, and that one's just like a
That's a
with the
treat.
lights on. Yeah, it's just like a industrial warehouse with like paint cans and rags everywhere.
Yeah.
And then one time the Haunted Mansion broke down, so I got to actually ride the you go into the big foyer room and stuff, and you look up and the guy hangs himself, and you go down.
Yeah.
I've actually experienced going up on it as they take us out of there. So they in the room, and the elevator reversed to get us out, to put it back up to the top. That was kind of interesting. So it's nice to get like a behind the scenes view on how things work over there. It's pretty cool.
You know, I've never been on Haunted Mansion, the original. I've only been on the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think
It's interesting.
the regular one is better. Like it is cool to have the Jack
the
Skellington,
whole
but
nostalgia factor of it. Yeah.
Well, it's because
you also get
Mary
freaked out a little bit.
and I always go in September.
Yeah.
You know, because that's when our anniversary is, and that's when, you know, it's a lot slower.
Yeah.
So it's always been Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I wonder what I would prefer if I had a choice. I don't know. Last time I went, it was holiday, but every other time I've been before that, it's just been regular old Disney.
Yeah.
All I know is inside it was below freezing.
Yeah.
It was so cold. It was like 100 degrees out, and I was still like, can this ride go faster? Because it's like 32 degrees in here with wind blowing. Like they had the blowers on 100%.
Dang.
And
On a nippley scale, how hard were your nipples, would you say?
rock hard.
Rock
Diamond hard.
Diamond hard?
Diamond
Ooh.
hard.
Some hard nips.
Yeah.
Those are hard nips.
Plus, it seemed like they sped it up a lot more.
Yeah.
We like sat down and we're like, all right, it's over.
Crazy. Maybe
It's
that's
like-
a business decision, trying to get people in and out of there as quickly as possible.
Dude, the
Yeah.
line, I can understand that because the line was fucking atrocious. We got the fast passes, but for people starting at the sign, it was like 120 minutes.
Oh, really? Wow.
Like 80 minutes
Damn.
at the lowest.
See, when Mary and I went, dude, like we didn't wait at all pretty much for anything. I think the longest line we were on was Galaxy's Edge, and that was like an hour.
Mm.
Everything else was like 20 minutes.
We didn't even go on the Galaxy's Edge one because they didn't have fast passes, and we're also only there for a weekend.
I guess
Yeah.
'cause it's so new,
So-
probably. You don't want to spend your whole time waiting in line.
Yeah.
And like walking around it was cool enough.
Mhm.
Like there was a whole Kylo Ren walking around with some stormtroopers looking for some rebel scum,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
you know.
Yeah.
And
As he tends to
he
do.
actually
He's
like
going to do.
walked up to us and like pushed us aside, and I felt so honored. The stormtrooper was like, "Move away, citizen." It's like, and Kylo Ren was like, "I'm looking for the rebel." I was like, "Oh."
And did you see the rebel like running around and like all that stuff?
No, I think they were looking for an actual guest.
No, so there's actually a rebel that's running around and hiding from
Oh, really?
like Kylo Ren and
that's
stuff.
fun.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
little
So
storyline.
you could talk to her and stuff if you find her. She's always like hiding and then like running around and like hiding.
If
And,
that was your fucking job, I was like, I'm just here to.
yeah,
What
I'm
do I
here
do every
to
day? Fucking
hide as a rebel.
hide from Kylo Ren for
Yeah.
8 hours a day.
yeah. So
A dream job if I've ever heard it.
yeah.
And also there was this one bit where Chewbacca was walking around and he was gathering up people with beards
Oh yeah.
to act as his just generally hairy people
Oh,
to
that's
act as
cool.
his decoy.
That's fun.
And he lined up like 6 of them, and they all had to give their best Wookiee impression.
That's cool.
So people are just standing there going,
God
some were
damn,
great,
Disney
some were bad.
with the extra mile every time.
Extra. And the Chewie, indistinguishable from the movie. I think,
Yeah, it was pretty
was the
spot
best
on.
one. Yeah.
That's cool.
because it is just a man in a suit in the movie.
Yeah.
So like when there's a man in a suit at Disneyland, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's Chewbacca.
It is.
At least they upgraded it. 'Cause I think I've seen an internet video of like Chewbacca dancing. It didn't look like movie.
No, it definitely looks like
Yeah.
Chewbacca, man.
That's cool.
I loved it. It was cool. They have a lot of cool knickknacks to buy. Like even as an adult, you can buy like a Rebel helmet and stuff. And man, I wanted to buy one
Or
so
like
bad.
build your own lightsaber and your BB unit and stuff.
Yeah,
That's pretty
everything
cool
is
stuff, man.
totally like you can buy that for your kid and then buy one for yourself.
You know what's
It's
cool
that
about
cool.
Disney? It is that cool, but like Disney is very good at making money. Like they know,
Oh,
like,
God, yes.
but they don't really throw it down your throat. It's like, oh, you have to buy this. It's like very classy way of like,
They present
doing
it
stuff,
so
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and that's really their top notch, just Imagineering marketing
yeah,
thing that they're just so good at, which is why they're so successful.
Yeah.
And I think why a lot of people hate it when adults go to Disneyland. I think that's why they just hate on the best, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, they are a big, huge conglomerate, but man, do they make some great products. It's like Apple. Like, yeah, they're big and maybe do some shitty things, but goddamn, do they not? If they don't know how to
it's like
make
McDonald's.
a theme park, nobody does.
It's like McDonald's. You know what you're getting every single time.
Yeah, and it's quality.
Super cool.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I was impressed, very impressed. Last time I went, I thought things were in need of some revamping, and this time I went, they definitely did that. They updated a lot of stuff.
Jesus
A lot of
Christ.
stuff looks good.
Hopefully I can go into this time now.
Dude,
The circle will be complete.
Dude, you don't have to work till December. Why the fuck are you not going to Disneyland?
Right? Should just run out.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Let's
everybody.
go on a drive to Portland and just take a $80 plane ticket to like LAX, Uber to old Disney.
Yeah.
We can just write it off as some kind of sandwich expense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to go for the show.
It's part of the
babe.
business.
We probably should. Yeah. Yeah.
Research.
So you do have like
You want this podcast to take off or what? You're holding it back at this point.
You want to be a stay-at-home mom or what?
so you do have like a whole week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you gonna be doing all this time? Like, how is Eric gonna fulfill his time of like having nothing to do?
I'm gonna be like first and foremost, I'm gonna be like a super dad and get everybody where they need to go, and a super boyfriend where I'm just like gonna take care of all the stuff around the house, all these projects that I've been neglecting. I'm currently working on a children's book. Hey now.
Ooh.
Hey.
My goal is to finish it by the time I'm done. I took more time off in December too, so I'm like off until December 1st, and then I work for 2 weeks, then I'm off for another 2 weeks. So it's like, fuck, I'm really like riding this fucking end of the year shit out. Cause like we have a use it or lose it policy at our work. If I don't use this time, it's just gone. And I haven't taken any vacation time during the year, so I'm just fucking using this shit.
So that's 4 weeks vacation?
Yeah.
So is it like with the company that you work for, does it accumulate, or is it you just have 4 weeks of vacation?
You just have it for like, depending on how long you've been there, like you can get more days added on and stuff as you go along. But yeah, it just you get it right on the first of the year every year.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So how long have you been there?
Use it. Officially 4 years, I think, but I contracted for another 3 years before that. So I've actually been there for 4, 5, 6, 7 years now.
Oh, nice! Wow, that's been a while.
Right time flies.
Yeah, I think once I get into my 5th year with my company, I'll have 4 weeks of vacation.
Yeah, it's nice.
Dude, I'm already almost hitting 2 years at the place.
Right? See,
wow.
Bizarre.
Dude, I just hit my 2-year anniversary at my place.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like fucking, what day is today? 4 days ago. My 2-year anniversary, yeah.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah.
Here's
To being
having steady
employed.
Yeah, to being employed.
Steadily
Cheers.
employed.
Now, since we talked about being employed, let's talk about not being employed.
Yeah. Those days.
Let's talk about the homeless and the problems they cause.
It's about goddamn time we got to the homeless part of the show.
I mean, it has to happen at least once a podcast, right?
Is it gonna be
have to bring it up.
hard takes on the homeless?
I did get a comment.
Oh, we are going there. Okay.
No, I did get a comment for some friends that if we're looking to branch out and get more fans, we probably should stop with the whole saying other cities smell like shit. But,
Did you really?
Except the listeners, they smell
right?
great.
Listeners smell great.
Yeah, it's just your city, man.
Yeah, it's not
What
your
it-
fault. It smells like
what
shit.
city did
I mean,
we
wait, hold on.
say
Are we
smells like shit?
are we really supposed to say LAX smells like fucking
Right? It
flowers?
smells
Yeah,
like
it
shit.
smells great.
Does
That's
Los
just a
Angeles
lie.
smell great?
Right?
You know, like, are we supposed to lie to our listeners and viewers? I don't think so.
I mean, right now too. I'm sure it smells like like fucking brimstone, like fucking ass and ass.
Brimstone
It's on
and
fire.
sulfur.
It's like we're not supposed to lie to our listeners, you know?
Yeah, look, you're not gonna get off the plane of LAX and be like,
Oh man, you smell this
That
fresh, clean air.
Beautiful LA air.
And isn't
In the
there
middle
like
of
a
the
rule
city.
because I'm from there? I can say that. Like, don't I get a pass?
Yeah, you get a pass. I
get a
can
pass.
say El Paso
Well,
looks like shit.
Well, the problem is you didn't say it, I did, and you just
that's
backed
true.
me
I
up.
backed you up. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's not
shit.
But
Oh, funny story.
that is funny though. That is funny. Thank you to our fans and listeners
Yes.
for giving us some very solid
Yes,
advice.
thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We
Is
appreciate
Is there a lot
all.
of feedback of that? Don't. Or was that just your buddy?
Oh, just my buddy.
Okay.
I had two people say the same thing.
Hey, it's all right. We love the feedback, man.
Yeah, whatever.
You know how
it's awesome.
LA people are though. They're all like, LA
They're so opinionated. We love you guys. We love you guys.
Here's to LA.
You know, I did enjoy San Francisco. I did, full disclosure, see human shit on the floor.
Haven't we all? At
Yeah.
some point.
Been there, done that.
But did I not enjoy my time in San Francisco?
Exactly right. You look past human
It was
shit.
great.
Yeah.
Was human shit on the
You know,
floor?
I think it's just we've come to a point in the society where you just have to accept there's going to be human shit on the sidewalk.
I've stepped in human shit. You know,
it's
where I
actually a
stepped in
privilege
it?
to not
Here in
see
our
human
city.
shit.
Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, people will step in human shit. I've never stepped in human shit, but
Well, this was.
I've stepped in plenty of dog shits.
I was coming out of a garage.
Is there a
and somebody
difference?
just left it right there, like probably for somebody to step in it. So I couldn't avoid it. I was like, came in out of the garage and plop, and I had to drag my foot all through the alley.
That's just inconsiderate.
right. Horrible. Don't shit in the street. There's better ways.
Yeah.
So anyway, what were we talking about?
I
don't remember.
people.
You know what is good is that we are actually getting feedback from some of our listeners,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
true.
awesome.
It's
you
awesome.
know,
Love it.
I love hearing feedback, man. I love that we actually have listeners.
I got a
you know?
text message the other day about missing the sandwich, and I'm like, shit, yeah, we gotta get back in here, putting out a new episode.
Yeah,
There was no episode uploaded this past week, right?
there wasn't.
So so we're missing.
Actually, I don't think there was an episode the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. So we're getting out there. We're gonna put out some more content for sure.
Especially with you, being off this next couple of weeks, we'll get a lot of content out. So
Hells yeah.
yeah, I love Pod, man. You
guys start missing us too. This guy's freaking twitching all the goddamn time. So
Oh yeah, new Twitch handle is ThurstonQ. So
I might
it's
even-
not a play
dude,
on words,
you
it's
really
just
gotta start changing that shit around because now I have to change it in all of our videos and
Yeah.
stuff.
Sorry, it's just explaining thirsty UW and then all the other stuff. Like, it's just my name.
You know
It's
what?
just my name.
I'm
plus
just gonna
Q.
delete everything until you figure out the name that you're gonna use forever.
That's what I'm gonna use.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna use.
Because now I have to switch everything out now.
Sorry.
People are gonna. You know what? Now I'm gonna go and get Thurston UW and get all these viewers.
Yeah, all those people following me.
Fucking A. You know how Trump goes around and stuff, and he campaigns for
Oh,
the
Trump.
Republicans. So that guy, you know that orange guy. Ugh. I'll do the same thing for you. I'll come by your Twitch and I'll just hide. I'll get in the background so we can get you.
Yeah,
going.
I have a casting couch in the
And
back.
be like, yeah, special guest star.
I watched this-
secretary, and then that's probably gonna double your numbers. When they
Yeah,
find
just
out
having
I'm
your
on.
face in the
Yeah.
background.
I watched his stream today.
Did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
it was good. He actually streamed at a time where I was actually able to listen.
Yeah.
Nice.
So which was nice, or not listen but watch.
I've seen a couple.
It's going good. I'm getting to the point where I'm getting at least one follower stream, which I don't stream very often. I'm at 8 followers,
Nice.
but they're people I don't know, so that's amazing.
Now I have all this time.
And they
on my
do
hands.
chat.
If I'm I can't do it, now you'll know that I'm bullshitting you and that what an asshole Eric is. So now I have no excuse. Now I have to.
You gotta
Yeah.
make an
have to
account,
watch your
follow
show.
me.
Yes.
If you don't show up to a pod, I was like, Eric, you ain't doing anything else, man.
Yeah,
I
that's the problem
got
with-
so much stuff going on now. You shouldn't have announced that you're on vacation, man.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What are you doing? But you have kids, you can always use the kid excuse.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
That's
true,
one
man.
of the benefits.
That is the best excuse you could ever have.
It
Here.
is.
Yeah.
It's to get out of work, but I gotta call in sick because my kid's sick. I gotta take him
My
to the
kid's
doctor.
throwing up.
You know.
Yeah. You really don't need to follow up on that. My kid's sick.
My kid's got parvo.
Oh, dude, I don't know. We're not ready. We're not at this point of the podcast. Sorry.
I
take
drove
that back.
through Compton
Did you?
That was cool.
I got driven through Compton.
Yeah. I was like, this place looks sociable.
Yeah,
If
it's not bad.
anything.
Yeah.
It's not everything.
Like people
down
just
there.
walking around, chilling,
It's
hanging
normal.
out.
Yeah, it's not like you see.
I think the movies
movies
definitely make you feel like more scared of Compton than what. You
Yeah,
know,
I was
I'm
like-
sure. I'm sure they're just like every place. There's their own personal.
I
crime.
was like the only white person there,
Yeah, that's doable.
but like it looked fun.
Yeah.
Looked like a place that was actually enjoyable to like grow up in. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
no wonder
It's fine.
fun people are from here.
Yeah.
Go down to Rosecrans and freaking. Yeah, it's just like just a normal place.
Yeah.
So like growing up from LA, Eric, like you were in the LA area, like how would you describe your childhood? Like was it like for me?
Were you like roaming the streets?
Yeah, were
and
you
just,
roaming the
like,
streets? Like right now,
fucking
like I
shit
feel
up?
like we're in like this point in time to where you don't let your kids like leave the house unless you're there, right?
Yeah, they have to have
You
a
know, like,
specific thing going.
I was a free roamer child. Like okay,
Yeah.
just come back by dinner time, you know. But I grew up in a small town. Like how was like growing up in LA? Like
It was fine. I remember that too. So we were in the town of West Covina where we grew up. We moved around a lot when we were younger, but it was always in like the SoCal, like LA area, and then we settled into. Eventually got this place in West Covina where I ended up spending most of our time up until we made the move to the high desert. But yeah, it's kind of seems like a standard childhood for like, you know, it's just like understood that you, I mean, did we have video games in those days, really? I think Atari was like,
yeah.
Nintendo
My dad
probably.
played video
Yeah.
games.
yeah, we had like the original Nintendo, original NES, and then freaking, you know, Mario Brothers and stuff. But yeah, I remember being outside a lot more than my kids are. And it's not really like I keep my kids inside. I would actually prefer them to get the fuck out of the house and go socialize with somebody. But yeah, I remember being out all the time.
Can I choke on that?
Yeah.
Drinking water out of a fire hose. I don't have to go
Dude,
back
classic.
in.
Oh, yeah.
The water garden
Wait, a
hose.
fire hose
Yeah,
or like
fire
a
hose.
regular?
Well, we're
hose?
pretty hardcore out there.
Yeah,
with the fire
yeah.
hose.
I just
No.
imagine you like getting close to it, and just
No, I know.
send you flying.
You go, if somebody gets like you're outside playing football or something, like someone gets thirsty, you just turn the fucking hose on.
Oh yeah, I do. I remember drinking out of a garden
Hell yeah.
hose all
That's
the time.
so
yeah.
refreshing
For
too.
sure.
It really
It was
is, man.
so
Like you
good.
could taste like the plastic and everything, like rubber and all
right.
that stuff.
I felt one with nature drinking out of the garden
Actually,
hose.
I actually like the taste.
Oh, yeah.
of the garden
Yeah.
hose water.
Dude, hey, can I tell one garden hose story?
Yes.
Right. All right. So when I worked at this carpet cleaning company, right? It was before. It was a while ago when I was first getting started doing stuff. Anyway, there was 3 hoses. There was the freshwater hose that was for the garden hose, and then there was the sewage hose, which, when you get your carpet cleaned, there's a tank where all the dirty water goes, and then the tank, once it fills up, it pumps out to like the grass or in a toilet or something like that, right? One guy fucking hooked like the sewage tank, like the dark water, the dirty water tank to the fresh water, and started the gray water and started drinking out of the garden hose. And it's like, dude, do you know,
Oh, wow.
like, you know why these are color coordinated, right? It's one thing to like drink out of your own garden hose because you know where it's been, but do you know how much dirty ass fucking water has come out of that garden hose right there?
Christ.
That's the bad hose.
That's the bad hose, man. That is the
That's
sewage
the sewer
water.
hose.
Dude, it was just like the look on his face of like,
Nasty.
oh fuck.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I love those moments. There's this one moment, I'm not going to say who, but we have these special plastic spoons that we use for our cat food.
Uh-huh.
And we had a guest at our house, and they were making coffee. And they just immediately, as I'm standing next to them, like pour their creamer in, just immediately grab the plastic spoon, just shove it in their thing, and like
Too late
mix
to
it
do
up. And I was
anything
like, and I just put my hands down. And I'm like, okay.
'cause at that
and I
point,
just took
is it
the
better-
spoons away, and
Is ignorant bliss at that point?
Yeah.
like, let me make a fresh cup of coffee. And I made her a fresh cup, but I didn't tell her, like, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Dude, do you ever find it odd that they make dog food and cat food smell so fucking good?
Do they make it smell that good?
I was gonna say,
Oh, like the
they
wet
smell great.
the wet dog food that I've got my dog, it smells like fucking.
Oh, I guess maybe
Some are
that.
people grade, yeah.
yeah,
actually.
like it's like some of that shit. It's like I've bought canned food that smelled worse than my dog's wet
Oh,
food.
really?
You know,
My cat's food smells like Spam.
I
Yeah.
fucking love Spam though.
Dude, yeah.
You've had
I
my
don't like
Spam
raw
sandwiches
Spam,
before.
Oh, for
but
sure.
toasted
Oh, yeah.
Spam is the fucking... It's the tits.
Zelda does like a salmon flavored meal, and that's definitely got a little bit of a
They're
funky
fishy.
smell to it. Yeah. So I don't think it's very.
I think now they're
I
just
don't
so
ever
high
want to bite
quality
into it or anything.
Well, it's
that
because
they're
people,
almost
yeah.
indistinguishable.
Well, it's because people demand the high quality, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like they're not gonna let their cat eat just like this lamb eye that's in a can or
Yeah.
something. Like
Those
put some
days are
prime
gone,
meats in there.
sadly.
Put
It
a
is weird,
prime
man.
meat.
What are you guys having for dinner tonight?
I think we're going to. We have a chicken being pretty much marinated right now, and just hanging out there. Emily really wants to do some kind of veggie things. I think we're gonna do a salad with the chicken chopped up in there.
Nice. So is Emily leaving on vacation too?
Yeah, she leaves Wednesday
For how long is she leaving for?
for a week.
Oh wow. Well, is she going back east and hanging out with some of her
Yeah.
old friends and stuff?
Boston. Her
That's cool.
sister's getting married
Blasted.
next year, and she's like the maid of honor, so she's gonna go like close some stuff out and
that's
She
cool.
has to do
get
things.
plans. Yeah, get plans of moving for all that stuff.
Nice. That's awesome.
For sure.
That's cool.
I was trying to make it work where I could go to, but then I was just like, that's
It must be
fucking
crazy
work.
having
Well,
like
it is hard
friends.
because you have 4 kids and taking 4 kids out of school is probably a little bit
For
difficult.
sure. Well, I was gonna like see
and flying them.
about flying my mom out here and
Oh, yeah.
my mom stay with the kids, but it's just too much to coordinate in such a little amount of time.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't even sure if she was going. She didn't have it all in stone until a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like, yeah.
So yeah, you ran out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It'd be nice to be home. Little bachelor man.
Yeah, it will be. You'll be
Yeah.
over here a lot, I'm sure.
Finally beat Red Dead Redemption after owning it for
Oh,
like a year.
nice! You cried your eyes out.
Yeah.
Cool.
I beat it, and then there's a prologue, and then like I just didn't. After I beat the game, I was playing the prologue for a minute, and then I just stopped playing for like months upon months upon months. And there's one day where Emily was just gone for the whole day. I popped right back in, play a little bit. I'm just like, oh, this is
Got a little bit of closure.
good. I like this. Good movie.
It was a great story mode, but Red Dead 2 was it's just so sad.
It is.
Like, you can't replay it because you know what's coming,
Yeah.
It's true.
and it's too much.
It's very story heavy. I think I've brought this up in the podcast, almost borderline boring, but the look of the game is gorgeous.
Yeah, and the details.
And I've always wanted to be a cowboy anyway, so just like roaming the West
Did you know?
is fantastic, I think. It's just
That-
cool, just running around and like camping, fishing. I like all
Dude,
that stuff.
yeah, like grabbing a salmon, you feel like
Yeah.
you're living off the land.
I love all that shit.
Skin a bear, make a coat.
Dude, you know what's awesome? Has nothing. It has something to do with that, but that's why I love my Jeep, man. Because
Yeah.
during the summertime, I have the top off. I have my fishing gear in the back of my Jeep, and Mary and I, and a couple of us that have Jeeps, we'll just go out in the mountains,
Outback.
just fucking go where no other car should
Jeeping
go,
around.
and then like we'll find like a creek or a fucking little water hole, and we'll just toss our fucking.
You're the perfect Jeep customer.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am, man. I
Like,
love
that's
my Jeep.
exactly what they're like, what Jeep wants you to do. Like, go
Yeah.
out there.
Go out- yeah.
Explore.
Well, that's why I bought a Jeep, man.
Yeah.
You know, I fucking love my Jeep.
It's admirable
cool.
because a lot of
It
people
is.
just buy Jeeps and
To be mall
drive
crawlers,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mall
Yeah.
crawlers, yeah.
mall crawlers. That's what they're called.
Yeah, that's what they are, man. It's like you have this badass Jeep and you don't ever take it off road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like.
You have perfectly fine like
I mean,
off-road chunky wheels.
it's because Jeep is so iconic, right? And it's cool to want a Jeep, but it's one thing to like have a Jeep and just not use it for what's intended. And of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
like Jeep, like they want to make money, so they want to market to everybody. Which I get that, but you can definitely tell like Jeep owners versus like real Jeep owners, like people
Yeah.
that have a Jeep versus a Jeep owner.
Yeah.
You know, I'm definitely a Jeep owner. I use my Jeep the way it's intended, off road.
I knew
Yeah.
you were a Jeep owner when you waved hello to a random Jeep owner.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a whole secret fraternity
Secret
of
society.
Jeep people.
Oh, there really is, man. Like the Jeep wave is a real
There's
thing,
an
man.
understanding.
And then like there's a lot of people that don't wave back because they either didn't see me
Poser ass bitches.
or they're poser
You can
ass
say it,
bitches,
it's
man.
okay.
They're fucking soccer moms with a fucking Jeep, you
Yep.
know, hauling their kids around in a Jeep with a fucking 3-inch lift, 37-inch tires, and that fucking hasn't seen a speck of dirt.
Yeah.
You know?
I used to have a Mustang in my younger years, and I remember going to a gas station one time, and somebody also had a Mustang, and they gave me like one of these.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I didn't put it together.
Get out of here, weirdo.
Until I told the story later, and they're like, no, he's like, that's what, when you have like the same car, you do that kind of stuff. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I had, Mary drives a Volkswagen Beetle, right?
Just gave him this look.
I was
Mary drives a Volkswagen Beetle,
Beetle,
right?
yeah.
And it's like almost like a Tiffany blue, I guess you would say it is. Like the
baby blue.
baby
powder
blue. It's like the powder blue iconic Volkswagen color. Like if you've seen old
50s blue.
Yeah, 50s blue. And there's this lady that was driving up by us on the freeway, had the exact same car, exact same color, and she started honking like fucking hi, oh my god,
Like
look
causing
at
a
us.
disturbance on the road.
It's like, look at us, we're driving the same car. How awesome are we? You know?
Now, was Mary excited as she was?
Oh fuck yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
That's good.
Did his job.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's awesome, man.
I don't do that with my cars because more often than not, I don't want to send the wrong message, and the people driving my car are gay dudes.
That's true.
Are they?
Yeah. No lie. Like, all the time.
So why is that? Like,
Impreza.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Not the WRX.
Oh yeah. No.
so if you would have bought the WRX, you're not gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Everyone who owns a WRX is 100% straight. That's a
Interesting.
lie. I'm being sarcastic if you didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Like the opposite of PC culture.
I don't know. I'm not a big car guy.
But as a
I'm not sure
joke,
how this
so
works.
it's fine.
I don't know what kind of cars people drive. Just not racist like that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been driving the same car for
years
fucking,
now. And now actually in the market for a new one, I don't know what the fuck to get.
Well, I'd say get a Jeep, but you'll probably just be like one of those.
Right, yeah. Be one of those guys that's just not taking it.
Don't take it
Wasted
serious.
People wave at you and you don't wave back.
Yeah.
Well, I got all these
You're
kids
one of
and
those
stuff, so I'm
guys.
pretty much like limited to like an SUV type situation.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. I do want to take them fishing. I haven't been in like 2 years. I got to renew my license.
Yeah, do that shit every year, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Take me with you next time.
Yeah, we should all go.
Let's
Fishing.
all
It's
go.
great.
yeah, dude, I'd love to go fishing. We could paw it out in the fucking wilderness with like the background, the river.
Well, like when I hit you guys up this past summer, like I was serious. Like we should fucking like Airbnb like one of these big cabins one time and just fucking spend the weekend out there and just fucking reconnect with nature and
Yeah, dude.
fish,
Yeah.
I do that every year
kill things.
in Leavenworth.
Do you? Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
get a
That
big
must be
huge cabin.
nice,
Yeah.
I want to get a scrape on my knee.
Right.
Well, they have like
Rub
these
some dirt on it.
these tents they make for like
I want to get
Tacomas
sap
and
on
like
my
Jeeps and
hands.
stuff, to where they're rooftop tents.
Yeah.
To where they compact and then they
You just-
fold out and they have a ladder and you just like sleep on top of your car and
That's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
I want to
Those are
wear.
sweet.
I want to wear a long pair of underwear. You know.
Yeah, some long
Or some
johns.
long-
Long
Johns.
johns, the kind with the two buttons on the butt.
Oh, yeah.
And just unbutton my butt flap.
Yeah,
You take
Do
your
my
shit
business.
in the night.
absolutely.
That sounds just like heaven
That
to me.
sounds fun.
It is. It's fun.
I have a lot
been
of great
while.
memories camping.
I do too. Wonder how my dad pulled that off all the time. It seems like it's so hard, especially nowadays. Fucking all these kids like have their own lives now, and everyone's got like their own plans. Like I can't just make plans because like fucking everybody else already has like all the stuff they want to do. But shouldn't my stuff take precedence? You think?
You should have built
As
yourself
the
up.
patriarch of this family, shouldn't all the shit I need to do take
Yeah.
precedence over what everybody
Well,
else has to do?
You are the dad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
You should have built yourself up as like the hard ass, like the dad from that '70s show. Put
It's
a foot
true.
in your ass.
That's right.
Well,
Kinda
you know,
dad,
like the
you
thing
know,
is, like,
it's not
if
too
I
late.
say to do something,
like everyone's so connected now, though. Like everyone's connected. Like you were a text, a tweet, a fucking a call away now. Like
Sure.
back in our day, man, if we wanted to get a hold of our friends, we had to hope that they were home when we called them.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
like
and you had to ask their parents to put Eric on.
Yeah,
please.
you know, exactly. Like we had to hope that they were home, and if they weren't home and they were somewhere that you weren't usually at, well, you weren't hanging out with
You're
that
like,
friend.
shit.
You know, and like God forbid that fucking we were both looking for each other, like walking around the same area. You know, it's like
Doorbells are useless now.
yeah,
You just text here.
yeah,
Did that this morning.
yeah. We did when,
Yeah.
when I picked you up. I was like, here.
Millennials have killed the doorbell industry.
I had a stout this morning. Fuck, it's like a meal unto itself.
Are you sweating right now?
Getting a little drunk.
Yeah. Shit. Horrible.
So what are we drinking here? Oh, we're drinking University again.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to that
I was gonna say,
basement bar in University on University Street?
I haven't.
It's called like the University Pub or something like that, and it's like down in this basement, and it's all wood. It's all old school. It's really great because it's one of those places where a lot of the UW professors like go and have a drink too. So
that's cool.
You have a lot of cool, interesting people hanging around.
You can't get in unless you have the elbow pads sewn into your jacket.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be wearing tweed
Yeah.
of some kind.
I have been to Fremont though. That's a pretty cool brewery to go to.
Yeah.
I've been really into Voodoo Ranger. I was gonna bring some of that today.
Dude,
The Avenging stuff, but it's like 9%. It's not really a.
that's what I was drinking last night, man.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Voodoo Ranger?
Dude,
Yeah,
fuck,
I've heard of that
man.
one. They sell it all over.
It's
the
like
place.
9%. It's not really like a Sunday. Let's go hang out for a second beer. It's like you're making a commitment.
Yeah. That's what I was drinking last
trying
night.
to drive home kind of
Yeah,
beer.
you're deciding the way the rest of your day is gonna go
Yeah.
when you start popping that guy.
Oh yeah, dude. I was fucking hammered.
Lord,
I had two of
Should
those.
put that on next time. We could do a night pod.
that's true. Should do it.
The problem is with a night pod,
We'll spend the night.
you have to spend the night.
Okay, let's go tonight at a night pod. We can throw in a couple.
If
night
your
pods,
parents
too,
say
if
yes,
we're
my
out.
parents will probably say yes.
Probably. I'm my own parent for the next couple weeks.
But my mom will have to call your mom,
Yeah,
just so you know.
yeah, that's fine.
Make sure it's all well and good.
Yeah.
So,
But other than that, do we have any
it's an
random
apple.
questions?
Apples are coming in pretty nice over there.
Yeah, man. I think they're about done for. Most of them are.
We must sound like such douchebags on the show. We're just like looking around like, oh, your wine grapes are coming in very nice.
Yeah.
John
Your
Man's
apple
a
tree.
classic
Your
guy.
apple.
They know
trees.
that.
You should have seen the cherry tree, man.
Yeah.
I have two cherry trees. Yeah.
Dang, I only have one.
Oh.
I only have one cherry tree.
Yeah, we'll do a random question. Let's get this bitch.
Do you have any raccoon problems? 'Cause
I do.
I know that the cherry tree at my house, my God, it brings all the raccoons to the yard. Like a
Oh, yeah.
milkshake.
Adorable as heck.
I do have some raccoon
Arguably,
problems.
sometimes fucking when you're looking around, you see those bright eyes staring back at you.
Yeah.
Not so adorable.
Yeah.
Ah!
So
Drop the trash and run away.
It's not all fucking rocket raccoon business.
No, it's really not. 1 to 300.
This fucker's got rabies.
Oh wait, actually,
299.
okay. So you have
You can choose one and
Wait,
no other.
what are we doing right now?
We're-
Random question?
random question,
So you want to subtract a number from 299, is that right?
or add
Or
one.
add one? Let's subtract one.
Okay.
So
298.
298. You chaotic person.
Yes. I just want to make it easier. I didn't come here to do math today.
Dun, 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 dun.
When was the last time you tried something new? What was it, and did you enjoy it?
About to get
Dude,
dirty
prime
right
example.
now.
Ooh.
Anal. I'm just kidding.
What?
What's up, dude? What? You know, that's the problem with saying like, dude, I just tried this sexual thing and being like with the one person that you've been in for the rest of your life. So everyone is like, you did that to Vanessa? Oh my God.
I'm like, dude, that's my niece. What the fuck are you doing?
You can't be ambiguous like that
Yeah, you really
when
can't.
you're in a stable relationship.
You're like, oh wow, okay,
It's like,
next.
I just did it at the airport. It's like,
Mile High Club.
fuck. I know that lady. I have to talk to her this weekend.
I gotta look her in the eye later.
Every time you
No,
look
that
at her, you'd be
was-
like,
that's a lie.
oh man, I know what you've done with John Thurston.
Yeah, get out of here.
Thirsty got thirsty, dude.
No, but that was a lie.
So thirst.
I don't like butts. I don't like where poop lives. I don't like where poop lives.
Oh man. All right,
Take that as you will.
What was the question?
Trying something new.
When
I
was-
tried
when was the last-
streaming.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Streaming was my big thing.
God damn it.
It's hard to like start, but really fun to do.
Yeah.
You know, because like at first it's like the build up before you like go on stage. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard to like take that first step, but once you take that first step, it's like a fucking blast because you meet new people, you talk with your adrenaline going, you
Yeah.
know, and you're playing in front of a crowd, and sometimes for me, it'll get to like maybe 3 viewers, but to me, like that 3 viewers, it's like, it's fun.
It might as well be 30,000.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm still feeling good. My heart's going. I'm not just sitting around. And it was fun. But yeah, a lot of those things that I like to do, I always have an issue with starting them.
Yeah.
Not so much doing them for an extended period of time, but like just taking the first step is always the hardest. It's totally true what they say is the first step is the hardest.
Yeah.
Just like with the pod, like once you have, like it's easy to keep going once you have a following, but when you don't have a following and you're just grinding that shit out, like it's hard and it takes some discipline.
Yeah,
Definitely,
you know, I feel like with the pod, like even without the following, it's just fun to talk about stuff that you like. Maybe like this is like a round table when you're at the bar or when you're at your really good friend's house, like stuff you talk about. And I think that's why people kind of like this pod is because like it's just conversations we have with everybody, and maybe some of these conversations like they want to talk about, you know, so it might give other people like the chance to be like, oh, I listened to this on this pod, and like, dude, like, you know, this is their point of view or whatever, you know. And that's why I like being super random. I don't like being like so like scripted on every single aspect of our pod, because you know, like exactly, sometimes we have like a bad episode, and which is fine, you know, but we still talk about random stuff, you know, so it's good just to like talk, like it's unfiltered, live, unscripted, and we're just talking as friends, you know.
And I know I definitely crave the, like, sometimes you just throw on a podcast that is just people having fun, you know, because sometimes you're at work and you crave like some kind of just bar talk, you know.
Exactly, like you almost feel like you're part of the conversation. You know, you're like, oh my god,
it's like throwing on a TV show when you're home that you're not even watching. It's like fucking Friends or some shit.
Should we let them in on the conversation?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's very intimate, this potty and whole thing.
No, it really is. But you know, it's really cool in the same aspect too, because how easy it is in this day and age to get your voice heard, and like just to have like, even if like our opinions don't match, and our opinions don't match with the viewers, like we all know that Los Angeles smells like shit, but some other people might not feel the same way.
It's true. Not anybody at this table.
Take that.
Take that, LA. Roasted.
Boom, roasted.
So have you ever been to Muscle Beach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Santa Monica area?
Yeah.
I saw some muscly people. I don't know if that's Muscle Beach, the Muscle Beach.
Smells like oils and ass there.
Yeah.
Muscle Beach. No.
It smells like spray tan.
Spray tan, oils, and ass. So when was the last time you tried something new? What was it, and how did it go?
Dude, I don't know. Like I was sitting here thinking the whole time Thurston was talking. My life's so boring these days. I don't know.
Try something new.
Maybe potting. I don't know. Oh, I guess here we go. Just kind of, I guess therapy probably, because I've never been in any kind of therapy in my life.
Totally applicable.
Yeah, and then I got to the point where I felt like I had to talk to somebody, or I was gonna just fucking explode or implode on myself. Just like fucking. I got to the point where I was just like, oh my god, like I know what to do, like friggin'. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I'm just like, I think it's time. Like I gotta get myself in to talk to somebody.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I did, and like on my first session, I shit you not, all I did was with this stranger would just fucking cry and make like inaudible sounds the whole time, because I'm just like trying to blurt all this stuff out, like the way I've been feeling, everything that I've been through, and like it's been like, this is like going back like maybe, I don't know, like a year and a half now, so it's been like progression where I can finally, you know, talk about things, and yeah, it does. It's helped me out definitely a lot. Like right now I'm trying to work on more of myself, I guess. Like she was asked me like how would I describe myself was during the last session, and I got as far as that I am a dad, and that like I'm a boyfriend and stuff like that. And like she's like, well, do you have like anything else? And I'm like, I can't really think of anything else. And like that's what we need to work on, is who you are. You're not this like your dad's not your person. Being a dad's not your personality. It's like not who you are. You need to find out who you are and stuff like that. So
Right on.
I'm hoping during this vacation time I can figure out who I am. Podcaster,
Yeah.
extraordinaire.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Writer,
Gonna pick up
something like that.
cello, maybe.
Yeah,
Blogger.
Blogger. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We're gonna go on this crazy adventure.
Writer.
I don't know if you get the notification like John does, but you've probably noticed if you do that I'm getting a lot of website emails because
Really?
I've been starting it up.
Hey, you work on websites.
I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, and I have time to work on a website now.
Oh, dude, would you take care of that for me?
Yeah, I will.
Do all of it?
I'll do every bit of it.
Like finish it?
The beauty part is I have a laptop now, so like I can bring over the PC, and I still have a mini laptop here that I can work on stuff
Yeah.
with.
Nice.
You'll find that WordPress is very similar to Adobe's thingy.
Yeah.
We can all log in.
Yeah.
Damn,
We could all log
it's
in,
got me
that's
so
cool.
gassy.
Well, what's cool about it too is like I'm able to RSS feed like all of our podcasts to a page, so it's like every single time we upload a podcast, it has the backlink, so it just automatically goes to our
perfect.
website.
Cool.
So working
But
on
that's
it,
good.
and you're gonna help me work on
I'm
it.
gonna help you work on it. I got time. I got
Yes, yes. I'll get the login information.
Damn it! Now I gotta do something around here. I showed up and this guy was on a fucking laptop typing away. I'm like, oh, I hope they don't expect me to do more than what I already do.
Isn't my voice enough?
I'm supposed to be the talent. I'm
I'm the talent. You just be nice to me, and then I go home.
Yeah. That's how we treat Eric around here,
Yeah.
you know.
That's why he's
probably-
We
probably
drag him
it's
in.
probably therapy.
We drag him in, and then we expect him to do stuff.
Yeah.
But you are also a very great like graphic artist and stuff too.
For sure. I mean,
You know,
I think
like
I find
like
that
Photoshopist or
I find
whatever.
that stuff highly enjoyable and stuff. and just
Artists
art
in general.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get into more of that stuff. For sure.
Yeah. I bought this $50 drawing pad, and it's fucking amazing. It
Yeah.
just connects to whatever computer you need, like just PC. And just, you know, when you try and draw with like Microsoft Paint and it just comes out like shit.
Yeah.
Because it's all like, it's like drawing with an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
It just looks shitty. But this one has a lot of like smoothing capabilities and stuff.
Nice.
So when you doodle, I totally recommend it for you if you're trying to like do some comic writing, because you can really just hash out a
Aren't the new
bunch of
iPads
drawings.
really good for that too?
Yeah.
The new iPads, yeah. The iPencil has the pressure control and everything.
I think that'd be so amazing too to be able to do it like on a pad. Because I bought
Yeah.
Emma one, but it's just like a black pad. Plug it into like a device. and
Yeah.
you can draw. She doesn't really use it a lot, so I'm like, fucking, I'll take it back. and
You
shit.
should, because like the greatest thing in the world is being able to like highlight certain parts of your drawing and enlarge it and like adjust it slightly to give it that perfect proportion. Like it just makes it so much better and so much easier and faster to create a lot of good shit. And I can lend you mine.
You know, it's interesting, man. Like I've never
Try it
been
out.
like a super like the artistic like draw type. Like I'm more of like a I don't know how to like say it. Like I'm more of like a things work the way they're supposed to work like type guy, like with sound, like engineering type. Like I get the basic fundamentals, but building a website to me is like so fucking foreign, and like I could do it. It's gonna probably look like shit, and then like I'll hand it over to you. Like like working in Photoshop, I can do the most basic of basic things, but I'm like not creative in that aspect at all. Like all my creativity like is behind the board, like this board stuff. Like to a lot of people, this probably makes no sense what I'm doing right now. You know, like I have taken all post-production out of this podcast, like to make it sound like this live.
Yes.
like almost like a broadcaster. Like it sounds like a radio show.
I agree.
You know, I mean,
totally agree. There's nothing better than listening to this podcast with headphones on. You can really like hear everything. And
yeah, and like
quality's really
you
good.
really get like all the tones too.
Yeah.
Like if you want to talk really deep and whatever, it picks it up. You know, it's not like shitty audio. But
somebody here?
yeah, we got Wendell and Mary out there. Yeah,
cool.
just hanging out.
Whenever we're having a Windows picks, maybe we can give some picks live.
Maybe. I don't know. They're probably just entertaining themselves out there,
That's
hanging
true.
out,
That's
you
true.
know,
We'll
whatever.
hang out. So we'll do our thing in here.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've never really been like that super artistic type. Like writing to me is so foreign. Like I'm not a very good writer. I'm just like, I guess more of the engineering standpoint. Like I know things go here, things go there, and I will jimmy rig things to make them go where I need them to go.
Yeah, I can definitely put some art stuff together and then put it on a page for sure. So.
Yeah.
Make it look kind of nice. See, you've seen my work before.
Oh yeah. Your work's amazing, man. You have amazing work. You flexing over there for us?
Flexing.
Dude, so how does it feel to be off work for like 2 weeks, man?
Almost scary. I don't think I've done this long of a stretch before, like all at once and stuff. So it's kind of weird. Like going back to the whole therapy thing, like freaking, it kind of feels like I identify myself most through my work. So to take that part of the equation is going to be really interesting.
Yeah. So why do you feel like you identify yourself through work so much?
I think because that's like really my only time outside of the house and like being away from people. That's like the only, other than this podcast, really like the only human contact I get.
Yeah.
Okay, RoboCop.
I have more beer too.
Valerian.
You guys need some, so.
So yeah, I think, and then plus like I just work so fucking much. Like that's just what I do. It's freaking takes up all my time. So it'd be interesting to take that part out of the equation and kind of like
figure yourself out, like make outside of work,
self-discoveries, and refine.
Like, when was the last time you actually had a self-discovery about yourself? You know, this is a good question for everybody. Like, when was the last time you had a self-discovery about yourself? Like, you know, once you're working, like you're a working man, you're a dad, you're a boyfriend or a husband. Like, when do you cross the line of like, who am I? Like, actually, like, who am I actually? You know, like finding that self. And I think that's a question that I still come to every single day is like who am I? Like, I used to be a musician.
Yeah.
I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
I think all of us put on many masks throughout the day. I think there's a lot of different yous, in my opinion. Philosophical, I think there's a lot of different yous inside yourself.
Yeah.
I would agree with that too.
Because like, if you think that if you take away everybody, then are you really doing anything if there's nothing and nobody to like? Are you what you think inside, or are you what you do?
Oh my god, now we're getting philosophical Jesus.
But I just think like you do a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different aspects of your life.
What is it?
And how you have to act. So I feel like there's more than one
like,
you inside.
It's what I do that defines me.
So what are you gonna say? You agree with what?
Oh, just the way you phrase that. Like, I used to be a musician, but I'm not anymore. Like, I totally feel that too. Like, when I try to go back to it, it doesn't feel the same as it did, I guess.
Yeah,
which is weird. That's strange.
Well, you know, I think you know, like what I try to apply in everything I do, this podcast, my work, my lifestyle at home, and everything that I apply. Like, I try to be myself in all aspects. Like, I don't change like too drastically from my work self from like my personal self. Yeah. You know, like I do cut some stuff off, but I'm like fundamentally, I like my values and my core stay the same throughout everything.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
sure.
You know,
it's kind of like you're a John Man force, but sometimes you got to put like a filter in front of the force.
Yeah.
Like, at most block some certain things, but not changing the fundamental John Man force.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I think like, you know,
filtering,
you know,
it
just
out.
like figuring out who you are as a person, that is kind of hard, you know, especially when you grow up, you know, like, you know, when you grow up, you figure out a lot of things. Like, I'm a husband now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so how's the husband worked with being a musician? It didn't, you know, so now I'm just husband, not a musician. And how does work? How does work with being a husband or whatever? You know, it's crazy,
live
man.
or live to work.
You know, I try to, you know, honestly, and this is a crazy, like, I don't give a shit about work. Honestly, I don't like it. Like, I like what I do.
You have to work.
Like, I like what I do, but like, money does not drive me. Like, I am not a person driven by money. I am a person driven by more experiences and talk and influence. Like, I love asking questions about people. Like, I love asking questions about you.
Yeah, and exploring
the
world.
I like that. I like asking questions. Like, money doesn't drive me. Like, you give me a job, like fucking $1 million a year, but you know, you say, oh, but you'll never hang out with anybody. I say, oh no, I won't do that. You know, money doesn't drive me.
Yeah.
Like money is not the driving force behind. Like, and I know a lot of people where money is like the sole driving force behind everything they do. It's like, but why? Like once you get to that peak of what you think is success, what are you gonna do after that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do after that? Like once you figure like what defines you most, and once you have that success in your mind, like what are you gonna do after that? You're gonna be lost, because now that you have success, what you think is success, like where are you gonna be? Like money doesn't drive me. So success is a different story to me than it is to, I think, like some people. Like some people are so fucking driven by money, it's insane, you know?
Yeah, if anything, I make money simply to do things, to do other things that are not work and make money.
You make money because it's necessary.
Yeah, it's just something that I need to do in order to live.
It's a means to the end, yes.
Means to the end, yeah.
Yeah, you need money in this life.
Like, are you guys driven like by money, like at all?
I definitely am at some point, yeah. Like,
I think I'm
of course,
probably more materialistic than I would like to admit, for sure. There's like things that I want in this life that I don't have yet. But like oddly, in a way, it's hard for me to spend money on myself anyway, as it is. Like I kind of do it to take care of the kids and, you know, like stuff with Emily. Like I rarely buy myself anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think for me, money doesn't really matter, but I need it in order to take care of the people around me.
Well, it's a necessity.
driver, yeah.
You know,
For
you
sure.
know, like, I don't know, man. Like
I couldn't just go off and like go try to find my passion or something like that. But because I have too much stuff to
you know,
take care of.
but people like look for their passion like in other ways. It's crazy. Like I know this fella that is always getting a different job because it's like, oh, it might make $2,000 more a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's always looking for that highest paid job. Like his like motivation in his life is to get a higher paying job, you know. And he like, since I've known him, he's probably had like 15 fucking jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what is the benefit of that? Having 15 different jobs, like bouncing around just to get $1,000, $2,000, maybe $5,000 more a year.
Yeah.
Like, what is the benefit of that? Not having any like stability, not like that is so driven by money that you lose sight on everything else. You know?
I think it comes down to, it's easy to quantify your life when you go by how much money you make. A person can just say like, I make over 100K a year. My life is good. And it keeps them from having to think about the real issues in their life, and that going after money is easy because you can simply quantify it with monetary value. You know,
I would say
like it prevents them from thinking about like, am I truly happy? Because they could just keep chasing that hot dog on a stick. You know, it's easy.
I'd say for me, I've hit a point in my life where I'm comfortable, and so now my whole goal is to stay comfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much about the riches and the fame. Like I don't think I have that hunger for the bigger and better. I just want to keep I want to keep us all comfortable. But now I'm like kind of getting to the point where I'd like to.
You're so comfortable, you can explore things.
Yeah.
Well, you get complacency.
And I would love to do something that I would actually enjoy doing, but still stay comfortable.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
Well, you know, like how I look at it, man.
I think
It's
that's
like
the next step in success.
I feel like I am richer than most people. Not
in like life and
two cherry trees, goddamn.
You know, not
I
money.
only got one cherry tree.
there's a trampoline out there too.
But I don't
you know.
I don't view rich by money. I view rich by the richness of my life. Like I have an amazing wife, which I have a fucking amazing relationship. Me and my wife, we are best friends. We're inseparable. We are attached to the hip. Everything we do together. And I love that. Like the richness in my life is richer than, I would say, 95% of people that are just fucking is chasing the richness of a dollar.
Yeah.
You know, I have an amazing dog. I have an amazing wife. Like we do really cool things, you know, and that means more to me than the dollar. Like hanging out with my wife, hanging out with her is way more important to me than anything else. And I have great friends, you know, like friends, like,
I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
you know?
you do. That's true.
You know, I know we went a little bit deep, but you know, like having like, I don't need a lot of friends. Like I don't like, I hang out with like a total of like 4 people a month, excluding my wife.
Yeah.
And like you
Same
two,
here.
and you are 2 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's just like,
No, that is.
I like richness in life. I like being fulfilled with life experiences, like I like being happy when I go to someone's house, and
I
like,
mean,
you know what I mean?
That's really it, right? I think more than materials or anything like that. I think what's more important is the experiences.
Yeah.
And like those, like stuff that really you can't.
The real American dream.
Yes, the real American dream.
You know,
getting out
it's
there.
not about being like super consumer, man. It's about like fucking fulfilling your life with people around you.
Yeah. I'd rather
In my opinion.
I'd rather go on
Yeah.
a vacation to a place I've never been than buy something new to put in the house or something. Just
Yeah.
the experience. Get out there and see things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be dead soon. Fucking almost 40. Jesus Christ.
And that's why I love this pod, because we could get to talk about this shit. We don't have to stay stuck on one piece of conversation about movies or video games or
And
whatever.
I'm sorry if we've been so scatterbrained, but we haven't had a chance to sit down and talk in a while. So
Yeah, I
a
know,
lot to
right?
talk about.
But yeah, it's all right, man. It's a good pod, man. Like you can't talk about the same thing for fucking an hour and a half, 2 hours. But like people get bored with that shit, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
At least I do.
I do.
You know,
Obviously,
All right.
I keep changing the subject, so obviously I do.
should we do one more question?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's give me a number. Eric?
151.
151 rum.
Hey, it's
Malibu
1:51
juice.
p.m.
Don't timestamp this episode. Joe.
8.
God, you're horrible at that.
So 159.
They won't know that it's November bleep 2019.
I guess this is a really good question, because this falls, it could fall into monetary stuff. What is something you want but will never have?
What is something that I will never have?
What is something you want but will never have?
I know that it's increasingly unlikely for me to ever go into space. I know
Yeah.
there's like a space race going and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but
At least in your lifetime, maybe.
I will
Yeah.
almost certainly never be to space and
At some
that
point, you have
go
to
to
realize it's
space.
probably not happening.
Yeah.
And that's kind of depressing. Like I would so want to like go 0G or like go
Yeah.
in the ISS or
Keep
Visit
shooting for the
another
stars,
planet.
Yeah, that would be amazing, man. That would
maybe
really
one
be
day,
amazing.
maybe one
Yeah.
day there's gonna be like some commercial flight.
They're
to
just
Mars,
super
and that would
fucking
be so
expensive.
cool.
They've taken pre-orders like $250,000 a ticket.
But it's very unlikely.
We're right off of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What's something you want that you've never had, Eric? Or what is
that I'll
something you
never
want
have.
that you'll never have?
God, space is such a good one. Something that I want will never have.
Also, like a PhD.
That'd be nice.
I'd love to
the
be
thing
like
is
a
that-
very
okay,
educated history major.
Okay, so
You might still be able to swing that.
the space thing is a little bit out of realm, but a PhD is totally like doable.
Yeah. I just know that myself, I don't have the focus, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, same with space, maybe one day, but
Yeah.
right now I know like I don't have that drive. I don't have that focus. And then I also don't want to be like $100,000 in debt. And just know like I would love to know the things that are there to know in like really any subject, really. Math, physics. Like I would
Yeah.
love to be someone who thinks about theoretical physics from day to day, but I just don't have that thing,
Yeah.
that life, you know?
Some people are presented with a different abstract thinking mind. That's sometimes what like the astrophysicists and all
Yeah.
them like they.
Like I can understand what they're saying, but
Yeah.
I know I can never think in the math that they do.
So
Yeah.
so in my management pursuit with the company I'm in right now, I've told people, and I've like had conversations with. I am one of those people that are never going to reinvent the wheel. Right? I'm a person that could keep the
You
wheel
go by
going.
the science.
I could keep the wheel going, but I won't. I will never reinvent it. I'm not that type of person that's going to reinvent the wheel. I am the type of person that will keep the wheel going and keep it going strong. But I'm not the one that's going to come up with new ideas and new philosophies and that
Right.
type of thing. You know,
Yeah.
but I will do a damn good job of keeping the current status quo going. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like reinventing it, no way. That's not me. That's just not how my brain works. I will make it work better,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to reinvent
More.
anything. You know, like that's just not who I am.
You're not dropping acid on the weekends.
Yeah.
I guess
Trying
for
to
me,
think of new things.
it would be like almost like an exhale moment, like a moment of satisfaction and reflection that I'm worried that I'll never get. We were watching weird comparison to make. We were watching the that Infinity War movie, and there's that issue that last scene where like Thanos he finished his job, he did it, he snapped, everybody's gone. He goes to his garden and sits down, smiles because he completed it. Yeah, he did it. Completed his task. I'm worried that I'll never get that moment where I can be like, it's over. I did it. Like, I'm happy. Like, I actually did it. So I'm worried that I'll never attain that feeling, I think.
Yeah.
I think you still have a lot of time to do that.
That attaining of the feeling, like, comes at a weird time because my grandpa passed away this weekend.
Oh, I'm
right,
sorry
this
to hear
last
that.
weekend, and his the responses to all the people that lives that he's touched is amazing, man.
That ended up being the
aha moment.
Yes, yeah.
Like he never saw that because he just recently passed away.
Yeah.
But like all these lives that he's touched, and like everything that he's done for his community, and like everything, it was just like amazing. It's like, man, like he was like a rock star of his profession. He was a dancing caller, and like people like from forever is like, yeah, I didn't line dance for 22 years, and I saw Adele and he was calling, I just wanted to watch, and he made me get up and dance with my husband and all this stuff, and it was just like amazing, like all these stories that happen, right? And it's just like, sometimes, which sucks because like I'm sure he was like fulfilled in his life, but like you don't really know how much you've touched someone's life until you pass away, and like, maybe that's something you have to like think about. You know what I mean? Which was, it was crazy, like all these stories you hear of him, and like, but he didn't get to hear those stories.
Yeah, that's deep, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he had the aha moment. It just took him dying to get it.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean?
And yeah, to think
But
about,
I guess in a way, like Thanos died to get there, pretty much.
yeah, for sure. There's that. You guys ever watch that show Quantum Leap
Yeah.
with Scott Bakula?
Scott Bakula.
Yeah. The leap home.
There was the last episode.
Dude, I
of
know
the
the
whole-
last episode.
Yeah, the whole series and stuff where
It's
he
the only
meets
one
the
I've
guy
seen.
in the bar, and like, is this guy God? Like, who is this guy? Like, it turns out like this might be the guy that's been jumping him around everywhere and stuff. And he's like, he's talking to him like in front of the bar, and he's like, I don't feel like I really like, what good have I done? Like, what really have I done? And he's like, the guy's like, like, you gotta realize all this stuff you've done, like you've touched these lives, and not just that, but the lives that you touch have touched others, and touched others. Like, you've done a lot of good, Sam Beckett. Like, maybe that's the trick of it and stuff. It's this whole just cause and effect thing. This whole just the spread out of the lives that you touch. And
Yeah. It's like
That's
throwing a
absolutely- it makes
stone
the
in a
earth,
lake and
man.
it makes ripples.
ripples.
Yep.
Yeah, that ripple
Ever-
effect.
That's crazy,
Ever
man.
larger.
Anyway, that's pretty cool, I guess. Whatever.
Yep. That's what I love about this pod, man. We go everywhere and anywhere, man. We really do.
Therapy is good though.
Yeah.
Never be ashamed of therapy. Like
This
everyone I
for
know
sure.
has done therapy at least once, and never have they been like, "Oh, it fucked me up,"
Yeah.
or "He was a dick,"
Yeah.
or "She was a dickhead."
This was a really good therapy
sure.
episode. Like I will say that.
And yeah, you probably should. I would prefer therapy over someone snapping and killing a bunch of people. I think
Yeah,
therapy route's a way better route to take.
yeah. There should be absolutely zero stigma. There should be as much stigma as going to therapy as like going to the ER for a broken arm.
Yeah.
It's like when you need the fucking help, you need
Yeah.
help.
Absolutely,
And it's
man.
like sometimes you need an outside source that isn't like completely tied to you in every way.
Is this the end of Pulp Fiction or something?
Fuck yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, I love our surfer music outro, man. It's awesome. So, John has a new
Big
Twitch
truck.
handle. Will you let everyone know?
ThurstonQ,
ThurstonQ.
Twitch.
Our Twitter is
See it.
at the John Sandwich 2.
My picture is my face, and our picture for the John Sandwich is our faces.
Yeah. We're gonna be working on putting some more content out there. Hopefully we'll be tweeting more and just saturating the world with our sandwichiness.
Everyone
We're gonna
needs a
beat
sandwich.
the algorithm.
That's right, man.
Google is no match for us.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Have a
See you
sandwich,
guys and gals. Ow. We out. Jonathan Jam.